Hello everyone, welcome to Leoguidance time if this is your first time, and welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. It's so nice to have you here. Today's pick a card reading is going to be about something that I was holding myself back from doing it for a long while actually. So it's going to be about your past lives and how your most relevant past life is affecting you at the moment, which means that it's also relevant to your karma that you're working on in this lifetime. So I was quite inspired after I did a recent reading around the past lives. So I would like to bring out more clarity towards you. And I would like to give some quick intro about my point of view towards how the past lives are affecting. If you wanna skip it, you can find the pick a card portion of the reading in the timestamps. But for those who would like to stay, let me start. In a very nutshell, I do believe that we have been, especially the old souls who have been reincarnating, regardless of the fact that if you're an old soul or not, our souls keep track and also keep track of those experiences and actually do record and remember those experiences. However, we do not necessarily on a conscious basis remember them when we reincarnate through a new lifetime. And I believe that there is a divine protection towards that because we have no idea about at the moment how we were in our past lives. We might have done some things, or some things might have happened to us that we don't actually need to know the details, because if we would have remember everything, it might not have served us for our good in this lifetime. Emotionally, it could have been draining. So, in that sense, I believe that we are actually protected by not remembering all the details, but only the emotional triggers that we are having to certain things in the current lifetime we are having is a clue for us to show what we need to work on. So they might be coming in terms of the relationship we had with the people in the previous lifetimes, or think we have like left it, that we couldn't be able to complete it. So we are literally guided through our emotions and intuition about what we should be focusing on in this lifetime, that what we haven't worked on or couldn't be able to complete it in the previous lifetimes. So those things come back as our karma. So in a nutshell, it's like a cyclic process that we create our own karma. So I would just like to bring more clarity around basically how your karma is at the moment, and what are you working on, where are you with this process, and want to bring more enlightenment towards it. So I hope that this is something you're interested in. If you haven't already listening until this part, most probably you are. So let me tell you about the quick structure of the reading. First, I'll be checking who you were in your past life, and then I'll be checking what energies were surrounding you, that are what energies were surrounding you in your past life, which are affecting you at this lifetime. And then I'll be checking how are these past lives are affecting you at the moment. And I'll be checking what karmic depth you're working on, and any kind of advice that the spirit would like to bring it to you. This is going to be an in-depth reading, but hopefully not so much of a long one. But let me introduce you to your piles. So the first deck, the first pile is going to be represented with highly sensitive tarot deck. I just purchased it. It's an amazing deck, so I hope you will like it in the reading as well. The second is a past life oracles. And the third group is represented with the Magic of You Oracle. So if you're ready, you can already move to your timestamps in the description box. But if you aren't, you can just stop the video, do your selection as whatever way is suited for you. But I am going to be seeing at your pile, and I'm so excited. Hello, group number one. Welcome to your reading. So, if you have chosen this highly sensitive tarot deck, this is going to be your reading. I will be using all the decks you've seen in the intro, but I will be just putting this deck for a while to the side. And I will start actually with your past life oracle cards by Dorian Virtue, it should be. Yes. So, let's see, group number one. First, I would like to check who you were in your past lives, and I already have some cards on the floor. Let me actually get them. I will be okay. I'll be putting them back. I'm gonna get new cards for you because I weren't just so ready. But like we have wisdom, scribe, or writer, and biblical. There's definitely something around you were a figure of nearly like an advisor that people were go to. I feel like there was some hermit around energy were surrounding you, and you had accumulated a lot of wisdom already, and you have been incarnated on earth already a lot of times. You're an old soul. But let's see a little bit more detailedly. Spirit, can you please tell us who was group number one in their past lives, especially the past life that is affecting them mostly at the moment? I am intending to get one card, but if there are more than one lifetimes that have been affecting you, then there are going to be, I will be getting more cards. Okay, so we have forgiveness when I just cut through the deck. Okay, we have a baby. That kind of came in reverse, and we have karmic relationships, group number one. Okay, I feel like already there are multiple lifetimes that are affecting you, especially like when the cards just like fell off to the floor. I feel like you're kind of like a person that you have multiple talents that you might have been divided into multiple different areas of your life that you might have been working it through. So you might have a lot of karmic relationships in this lifetime. There might be one specific person, especially that you might have been struggling a lot and you were trying to make things work, but it might have been always a challenging one for you. The biggest thing is coming is that male and female, and everything is around relationships in this card, and there are many not about relationships. Medicine, man or woman. And phobias. Okay. It seems like you had a significant partner in the past lifetime, and that person might be in your life at the moment. I feel like you are somehow in a relationship with that person. It might be from an opposite male, opposite sex, or it might be the same gender as you. You don't necessarily need to. Let me try to like clear out this like a blurry, hopefully. You don't necessarily, wait a second. Okay, hopefully the blur is going away. So, what I was saying is that there is a specific person in your life that you have been going through a lot of struggles. And I see that this person doesn't necessarily have to be your romantic partner. This might be your mom, this might be your dad, this might be your friend, but someone who has been with you in this lifetime for a while, and you were always having ups and downs. Because when it comes to the karmic connections and relationships or the soul contracts we have with the individuals, or we have with the souls, they might have been our romantic partner in a past life, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they are still going to be our romantic partner in this lifetime when we reincarnate to figure things out. We might have a different contract. I'm seeing that you have you had a romantic relationship with that person. However, they don't necessarily need to be your romantic partner in this lifetime. You might be figuring the unfinished business through other types of like a relationship. I'm seeing that the biggest thing that you had in this lifetime with the person, with that specific person, was around maybe you had a miscarriage because baby come in reverse. That was about a family. Maybe you had a traditional family, everything started off good, but like your partner might have needed to basically run off to fulfill a duty that might be as simple as going to, not as simple, but like as simple as going to war, or doing another kind of like a serving function that basically left things unfinished between you two, and your partner might have never returned back home as well, in the past life that I'm mentioning in here. Because also, if for some of you there might have been some falling off from this relationship, just because you couldn't be able to like receive or perceive a baby, you couldn't just like bring off an offspring to the world. I feel like there is a lot of forgiveness related in regards to the past life, about this person and about this connection. And you might actually have reincarnated as a soul who had a lot of wisdom in this lifetime, who were meant to help others. And I feel like one of the things how you're going to help others, and especially this person, is first helping you. It is through first helping you, finding your own medicine to yourself, your own healing mediums, and then you will be able to also be able to help the relationship with that person, and everything that you have been learning about helping yourself and helping your relationship with that person is going to help you to extend your healing capabilities to bigger masses in this lifetime. I hope that's making sense. I would like to know what kind of like a place does this person have in your life at the moment? This person that you had a karmic relationship with in the past life, that things have just basically fall off, and things have been left unfinished. Who's this person in your life at the moment? Who's this person in group number one's life at the moment, Spirit? But they had a fall off with, they had an unfinished business from the past life with. Who is this person? We have Emperor. Okay, let me get, okay, I'll just pull them here. Let me get one more card. Who's this person, Spirit? We have also Page of Swords in here. This person very well be your partner or someone that you have a child with in this lifetime. Let me get the card again on the floor. Okay, so I'll put them back. We have Two of Cups in here in reverse and the Page of Wands in reverse. This might be someone you already, again, had a fall off in this lifetime. Yes, Justice. And it's a Amy Winehouse, I'm not sure. But okay, so you can see that in the Justice card, it's a very different representation, that the woman in kind of like a prison cell is represented. And the Emperor is a card of the stability, foundation, security, knowing what it takes to be the leader and being in charge of people. But you can see that he feels very tired. And we are literally having a male and a female in here. So let me get one more card. What is the status? What is the relationship energy in between you two in this lifetime at the moment? Six of Cups. You definitely have karmic connections. You definitely have something unfinished with this person. And the Star is representing any karmic connections that you're still having with this person. Can we get more specifics about who this Emperor is? Page of Pentacles. You had some already like physical foundations with this person. It has started, but it might not have, like, you might not have seen the end of it. I'm not sure if you had shared kind of like a property or like something common in the physical realm with this person, but you couldn't like keep it together for somehow. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Like, I'm not sure, like, for some of you might have actually lived with this person together. You might have, like, you know, moved out from your own place and, like, get a place together with that person. But then if things have fall off again, with this person, I'm saying again because I'm seeing that it's happened in the past life, then this might be the person that you're interested in. So I was just trying to bring more clarity about who that person is for you to understand. But group number one, whoever that person is that you resonate and thinking of the first, having the most challenging relationship in this lifetime, like causing you the most pain, like a most, even like a headache, that you feel like you can't let go of them. They're there for a reason, but you don't want them to be there. Like at stake, if this could be just over, but it's never is. It is because you had a contract to fulfill with this person, and then until it is fulfilled, then you will be unfortunately keep feeling this lackness and the pain and again, because it feels like it's not something on the surface level that, oh, I want to just let him go, I just want to forget him. You have to understand what the reason and the lesson is for this person having in your life. It is definitely through forgiveness. What do you need to forgive? There might be think about like you need to forgive yourself for some things. I'm sorry, if you had, for example, some regrets or shame around how you have behaved, how you have handled the situations. One thing is that everyone does the thing that they knew that it was the best at this time, and you couldn't have done it any differently. It's the same thing for that person as well. He might be a little bit older than you as well. So you require to have the full forgiveness for yourself and gonna let go of all the shame and guilt you might have been keeping yourself in, because like this woman is in a prison. So I feel like you're being extra hard on yourself, even for the things that it was not in your control. You cannot sacrifice yourself. You have to take care of yourself as well. I guess that one of the biggest reasons that you need to learn in this lifetime for him being in your life is putting yourself first and not feeling any regret or guilt towards it. And you cannot do everything for him, even if like it seems like on the surface you have some resources to be able to help that person. It might not be the case, basically. Because it might require for you to give a lot of yourself to that person, but it might not be sustainable for you. So I'm just getting an energy that it's not about what other people are expecting of you to do. It's all about you keep putting yourself first. I guess that's already explaining the surroundings in this relationship in the past life, but let's just like get in a little bit more detailing about what were the energies surrounding you in the past lifetime that's affecting you at the moment. What were those energies that were surrounding you in the past lifetime that's affecting you at the moment, group number one? What were those energies surrounding you in the past lifetime that's affecting you in this lifetime as well? Ooh, we have Ace of Wands. It came in reverse. I really love these cards. Okay, it's again giving me this putting yourself first energy. Okay, what were the energies? It's a lot. What were the energies in the past lifetime that's affecting this lifetime as well? I keep getting a lot of cards again and again. This came in the sideways. We have King of Wands. We have Three of Wands, Page of Wands in reverse, and the Ten of Swords. Okay, interesting. So these are the energies that was surrounding you in the past lifetime that is still affecting you, that still have an effect on this lifetime of yours in regarding the situation with this person. Okay, I'm seeing that you both could have been from a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. You don't have to be, but you both do have this like a fiery, independent energies when it comes to you. And this has been basically inherited to you from one past life to another. Like this is your soul. And the soul level, you're an extremely creative person, extremely passionate, always a go-getter, know what they want. And you're an inspiration for others, like you both are. You might have a lot of talents though that is like basically affecting for your focus, like where to put an energy into or not. But why I'm telling those things is that I feel that in the past lifetime, basically you might have separated your ways because of your those strong characters and know-hows about like where you should be going, where you should be focusing your energy, and then you go there. But I feel like you were drawn towards different direction with that person, and you might have pulled your energies away towards yourselves. Let's say that your person might have been in the past lifetime more prone to wanting to have a more stable family, but you might have been the one saying the certain things like, no, I want it to be my way and I want to focus on this thing, this passion of mine at first. So without doing that, basically I cannot be able to just have a child with you. So first I have to leave and then do whatever I need to do, and then when we are back, then let's see where we are, and then we can do that. But whenever that thing on my passion is about on my mind, I don't think that I can be able to like focus on anything else that long term, if that's making sense. So I feel like there is some kind of like a regret around you about you putting yourself first, because like you might have done that in the past lifetime and you couldn't be able to have a family with this person, and in this lifetime you might have keep put in this kind of positions about needing to choose between two different options, and it's always about the relationship versus yourself. If you felt like you keep sacrificing a lot in this lifetime, I feel like you're trying to compensate what your soul thinks that you couldn't be able to do in the first lifetime. But this is a cycle that needs breaking in order for you to feel free and let out of this kind of like prison. Oof, I cannot grab that prison of yours that you're creating it. Like that prison is not on your mind, it's on your soul level. Your soul has a memory and you had to like find a forgiveness for yourself. And here's what I feel. There's this Three of Wands. It's all about like basically having a future, finding a future together. But you can see that with the placement of these cards. So Three of Wands is in the middle, it's upright, but the Page of Wands is in reverse and the Ten of Swords is upright. So Page of Wands is all about, you can see that there are two people having fun, starting amazing something together, and like it's all fiery, creative, and etc. But then when it comes to thinking about the future, there is someone leaving things behind. They can like, this was a beautiful pastime that they are going to remember together. However, this didn't see the end of it together. Someone had to leave this situation behind. And one of the things you really need to do to forgive yourself in this lifetime is knowing that this person is not putting a blame on you. They did not do this in the past life, and they are also not in this kind of like personality or energy in this lifetime as well. There are no blaming towards you. Like the most thing that you're feeling regretful or sorry about is your own consciousness talking to you, if that's making sense. Okay, I'd like to get some more cards from this deck, Moon and the Stars cards, about how is this past life is affecting you now, even though we got ideas already. How is this past life is affecting with number one, Spirit already? Is there any more information you want us to know? How is this past life is affecting group number one already? Chariot and Progress. This is beautiful. Two cards, please. How is this past life is... How many I have? I keep getting a bunch of cards. Please, two cards. How is this past life is affecting group number one at the moment? Ooh, we have Education, Page of Swords. And one more, please. Ooh, okay, I have something here. Okay, this is Queen of Cups, the other card that I have. And I guess it came in reverse. Let me show you. Okay. Very interesting. Chariot, Page of Swords, and the Queen of Cups in reverse. Let me read into it, Spirit, please. How this past life is affecting you at the moment in this lifetime. Group number one is that Chariot is all about also making decisions and then moving forward. So I feel like in this lifetime, even though you had this fiery sense, fiery passion towards you, but you know where to go, you know what you want to do, and you always take an action towards it, you're very confident about it, but you are not showing it off as strong as you were doing it in your past lives. So if you feel like you always had this like a logical voice within you that keeps talking to you about the reasoning, about the facts, about the practicalities, or thinking everything so through, or trying to be extra precautious, whilst you know that deep within your soul you just want to take an action, this is something that is stopping you. That energy is coming from your past life. Because I feel like you don't want to find yourself in situations again, you don't want to put yourself in situations again that you might feel like shameful or regretting. You don't want to upset people, and you always just plan ahead and try to think of all the possibilities if you've taken some kind of like action. But I feel like this is causing a lot of ups and downs for you, especially around your emotions. I feel like emotional regulation is one thing that you're really having a hard time, because literally you're trying to control everything which is not in your control. You're only a human being and you cannot be able to control everything, and this is not the point of being a human being on earth. Of course it's on the floor. Yes. We have Two of Pentacles, balance. I just wanted to get the clarity for the empathy. And under the bottom of the deck, we have the Moon, misinterpretation. And also there's a Strength card as well under the Moon. Okay, so group number one. The biggest thing how your past life is affecting you in a nutshell is that basically you were more fearless in your past life, but you felt a lot of responsibility towards the actions you have taken, because you thought that you did not care enough the other person. You were mostly prioritizing yourself. There was some kind of like a subconscious guilt was at the back of your mind, and maybe you have somehow treated unfairly the relationship or the situation you have with another person. So your soul is feeling guilty towards it, and the biggest issue that you might have been having in this lifetime might be towards feelings of shame and guilt. You might have been always finding yourself guilty, or you might have been always looking at yourself whenever some situation doesn't go in a way that's planned. I don't think that you're kind of a person that blames the other person when some things go south. I feel like you always look at yourself first, because you're really trying to compensate the fact that how things have worked out in the past lifetime. I really do heavily feel like there is a specific person in your life that is triggering this thing more, but there might be more people around you, and that might be the relationship dynamic for you. Like that emotional imbalance and the irregulation could be coming literally from the fact that you're trying to take on a lot on you, because you don't want to upset people. So you just want to basically go to the most straightforward way, as like, if I control everything, then it means that I will know the consequences of all kind of like possibilities that could happen. So at least I'm going to avoid, I know like what I should avoid doing, so that I'm not going to end up upsetting people. But I'm not seeing in anywhere of this equation that you are carrying yourself, or you're taking yourself into consideration, your well-being into consideration. So I feel like I'm already going to get an advice for you, but the biggest advice for you is prioritizing yourself. There's always going to be something that is unclear for you with the Moon and misinterpretation. There are always some people going to misinterpret your actions, because everyone has their own karma. Everyone has their own like triggers and perspectives. You cannot control it. Only thing you can do is basically balancing yourself, especially balancing your emotions or your material world. Like, would you have, like, what are you putting your energy and emotions into, so that it's going to like keep giving back into you rather than keep taking it from you? Okay, let's see. Let's get one card from this deck about what karmic debt you're working on in this lifetime. What's karmic debt? Oof. Okay. We have Minimus. Commune with the source. Okay, this is very interesting. I would like to read this one, and this is 17, quite a spiritual number. So this is the magic within you oracle cards. So 17. This is saying that nature holds all the answers. Devices which knows her questions will be answered when she dives into the natural world without reservation. Like the girl of the Minimus, who's fused with the forest. It is your time to merge with the source. Drop your stuff, your attachments, and be one with nature. It's time to recommune with the raw, authentic self that was you when you were sparked into this existence, and what you will be when you transition into the next plane of the existence. Minimus dips her fingers into the well of the universal inspiration. This is a card of mediation. There is no flip interpretation. Is she retreating or emerging? If this card is drawn during a period of solitude, it's a prompt that now is the time to emerge from the darkness, restorative forest into the sunlight to share your radiance. And conversely, if it's drawn during a time of intense action and activity and visibility, it's time to retreat to the shadows. This is calling me out a lot about this balance with the Two of Pentacles in here that you're seeing. So the karmic debt you're basically working on in this lifetime is basically balancing your debt from the previous lifetime with this lifetime, because I see that you have been going through some extents about sacrificing yourself to keep the others happy. So this is literally the summary of this one. And one thing is that you're extremely connected with the source group, number one. You had a divine wisdom, and I feel like you're already a healer in this lifetime, that you're helping others to heal, because you have gone through a lot and you have been discovering and learning a lot about yourself and healing mediations. So you have to share it with the other people, and the best way to do it is literally going to the source and connecting with the source. Compassion for others. Is it the Ubuntu? I'm sorry for pronunciation, at the bottom of the deck. So you are meant to literally be the guiding light for others and teach for others from the experiences you have been going through. Let's get one last advice for you, group number one. What's the current advice you would like to give the... Okay. Group number one. We have Nine of Swords, which says a trauma. And that came in reverse. And we have Star with the inspiration under the bottom of the deck. Okay, group number one. I see that you are extremely sensitive person that takes a lot of responsibility towards what happens or what could have happened or other people's emotions. It's because like you're extremely empathic. You feel the energies. You might be clairsentient as well, but you had to know and be aware of the fact that there are also many parts that's coming from your past lives, and that's coming from our traumas, and everyone has a trauma, so it doesn't have to be so devastatingly life-breaking kind of like a thing for it to be called as a trauma as well. You need to understand that there are reasons why you're feeling and acting and feeling responsible in the way that you are feeling at the moment. It doesn't mean that it's healthy. It doesn't mean that it's normal. There are some things that's draining from your energy, and you're guided to discern what is draining from you, and also make a connection towards your also childhood about what could have been the main reason of that thing has been born. let's say that if you feel always like so prone towards other people's feelings and actions and how they are feeling, then that might be because of the fact that you were always raised up and being in a very unpredictable and unsecure environments in your childhood. So you felt like you have to control everything around you to feel the safest. So you're trying to do the same thing again and again. But now you're an adult and you have your own tools to be able to cope with the things, and you have more cognitive functions and experience, so you don't need to control everything. You can manage if things go south because you have those experiences and your soul does too. So, group number one, these are all the messages I got for you. They were in depth and they were a little bit longer, but I really do hope that that made some sense, and I didn't hopefully like go from here to here and like that. So I hope I could be able to like keep some kind of like a storyline here for you. But if you liked the reading, I would love to hear from you. If it was resonating, if you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. It really do helps me. If you want to connect with me further, you can find my email address in the description box below for personal readings as well. But I'm wishing you an amazing rest of your week, and I really do hope to see you next time. Until then, take care of yourselves and bye-bye. Hello, group number two, welcome to your reading. If you have chosen this past life oracle cards, then this is going to be a reading. So I'll be starting with these oracle cards, and first I'll be checking who you were in your past life, and then we are going to dive deeper into your reading. And I'll be using all the cards you saw in the intro. So, Spirit, can you please let us know for group number two's highest good about who was group number two in their past life, especially the past life that is really affecting them at the moment. If there are more than multiple past lives so that are affecting, then we will be getting more cards and information. Who was group number two in their past life, Spirit, for their highest good? And I was also picking up some energies group number two. Now I'm hearing like anxiety and worries, but I keep seeing a lot of cards about like getting in your head, being worried, and even somehow like anger and frustration. So there might be a lot of things around how to manage your anger or let it out in a healthy way in this lifetime, maybe. Let's see. Who was group number two in their past life, Spirits? What do we need to know for the highest good of group number two? Who were in their past lives? Ooh, a lot. Okay, so this seems like this is something else, and these three are all connected. We have Mother. It makes me feel like such a loving, caring, like a true healthy energy, healthy family energy. We have Ships. Very interesting. We have Atlantis. Like I cannot even like this is the first time I'm using this deck like this, and I can't let's see how I'm going to interpret the upright positions yet. I feel intended to and try to interpret the reverses as well. So here it is, Atlantis in reverse, and we have scribe or writer. So one thing is that I feel like group number two, if you have felt somehow drawn to group number one, there are some messages there for you. And let me just give you a brief info that group number one is all about karmic relationships and your emotional regulation. So if you felt like that might be something you're struggling in this lifetime, there's definitely a message for you. Just go and listen to group number one. But let me get into it. Group number two, you have two specific different past lives that are affecting you in this lifetime of yours. So let me start with the motherships in the Atlantis and try to get more info around that. I felt like in one of your past lives, like you had a family, and even if you were an only like a single parent, let's say, you might have a loving husband, but I'm not seeing anything. I feel like he was not so much on the picture. Either he was like always like traveling, your partner, your spouse was always traveling, or you were a single mom, but you were very well provided. So maybe your family was already like very well off and very like rich, so that you never struggled for money in your past life, that I feel. And actually, I felt like you had this magical voice about you. It's like nearly a mermaid, kind of like a thing that you draw things into. I felt like you were a master manifester, and this lifetime you are too as well. But one thing is that you literally like created and tell tales to your children that was mesmerizing them. Like you opened people's minds about the mystic of the worlds, the things that they are not so got used to hearing it from other people. It might be opinions, it might be your thoughts, it might be kind of like a stories that you tell. There's a huge storyteller energy in here, group number 2 for you. So you basically hypnotize people literally by your voice, by the things that you're telling. So one of your biggest calling in this lifetime, for somehow I'm feeling, is that it might be about writing. This is how it's connecting right now, okay? It might be about writing, it might be about talking, it might be even reading your own books or your blogs, or you're sharing your thoughts basically in a public space. You might be doing it towards the kids, you might be writing like a kid's books, and you might be actually, I feel like not you might be, but when you're doing those things, you are literally connecting with like Atlantis and basically hidden and lost realms. Like you're unrevealing some information. You're actually channeling what has happened in the actuality, and like a millions of years ago. What you're channeling, what you're putting it out there might sound like, so let's say, unreal, so absurd, but extremely enticing for people and enchanting for them, that they just want to read more, they just want to learn more. It's just like literally taking those people away from their own reality and putting them into something very magical. This is literally like a perfect escape mechanism for the people who don't want to deal with their lives, and you're just helping them to feel better about themselves. You're helping them to feel hopeful about a life that they could actually make sense, and about a life that their soul is calling them out for. Because I feel like you're speaking to those souls who are not happy in this lifetime. They need some kind of like escape, but this escape is not in a negative sense. It's in a sense that you are making them see that there is something that they can actually feel the joy of. Because I feel like those souls that are drawn to your work are the souls that feels lost hope in this lifetime and not enjoying their lives. But you're showing them that you have some things that you're actually passionate about. It is yours to find out. You're just opening them doors. The fact that that was in reverse is just telling me that you are not aware. You are not aware that what you're connecting with, what you're channeling is towards. You might have incredible connection with actually sea animals, sea creatures. You might feel extra inspired towards the sea. One thing is that I'm very weirdly picking up upon that you might have some unexplained phobias around the sea as well. You might be extra scared of the depths of the sea, or you might be feeling that, for example, you might see that some people diving deep within the depths of the oceans, or in like some enlarged pools or stuff, and you're like, no way on hell, like they do not know the danger that they're getting themselves into. Whilst the other people might be like, oh, this is safe, I got the training lessons, and then this is just about that, and then you just do this, and then you're like, no way, this is scary as hell. So there might be some things around the sea and the big bodies of the water that you cannot explain, but you feel like you have to be precautious about it because your soul was there. Your soul definitely reincarnated on Atlantis. This is maybe the second oldest living forms on Earth, if I'm not mistaken. There's a big part that I might be, but like one of the oldest ones. So you might want to actually read about it, because I'm going to keep it upright. Your soul is calling you out there. If you connect it with Atlantis or start reading it more, I feel like you're going to get inspired a lot more and more and more. Now I share feeling that one of the things in this lifetime you're working on is that there's a gap in between these two. I'm not combining them, is because you might have kept like some things about your creative work and your writing, your storytelling, etc. in the middle. You might have keep leaving them unfinished in multiple lifetimes. That's why it's coming like in a between. So in this lifetime, this is also one of your purposes to fulfill. But in this lifetime, you were asked to finish it and actually put it into a public eye. Be more confident towards yourself. Okay. Let's see. And I'm feeling an energy of like, you might not actually have so much worries about the finances or how you will be provided. Most people do have it, but I feel like you're always going to be provided, and you're in a awareness of the fact that once you're doing something you love, you will be provided. You have that kind of like a fate. Like, I feel like the most thing that's important for you in this lifetime and the previous lifetimes were basically your own happiness and what was fulfilling your soul. You always drawn towards following your heart and what you love to do. I don't pick up an energy from you in a sense that, you know, okay, they expect me to do work, this corporate job from 9 to 5, let me do that. I don't feel that you're that type of a person. Let's see. So, for group number 2 spirit, what energies they were surrounded in their past lives that are affecting them in this lifetime? What energy? Okay, what energies group number 2 was surrounded in their past lives that are affecting them in this lifetime? What energies group number 2 was surrounded in their past lives that are affecting them in this lifetime, please? That's just for group number 2's highest group. What energies they were surrounded in their past lives that are affecting them still in this lifetime? They should be aware of. What energies they were surrounded in their past lives and affecting them in this lifetime as well? Okay, this is getting harder to get the cards out. And for a weird reason, I'm not like channeling something right now. Maybe you need a time to digest the information I was telling you already. Let's see. What are the energies that were surrounding with number 2? Yes. Ooh, we have 10 of Pentacles. We have 4 of Cups. Oh, that seems like some Japanese energies there. Okay, and one more. What energies were surrounding them? What's affecting? The Dreamer. It's the Fool in reverse. Okay. Very interesting. Can I get the clarity for this like 10 of Pentacles, please? I felt like in the past lifetime you had a family and you didn't just want to take off and leave them. So you might have put your dreams on hold. That might have been the reason why you haven't continued about writing. And I'm getting chills when I'm saying that. So that's kind of a confirmation. We have Page of Wands, and I love this interpretation of this card. It's like there are 2 people laughing and looking at each other. Can you see that they have microphones? I was telling about storytelling, being in the public eye, etc. So, oh my god. 6 of Wands, amazing. This looks like Ace of Cups. We have 9 of Cups in reverse, and there are some dragons in here. We are in Dragon here, and Page of Pentacles in reverse. I'm having very much headaches from my left side jaw. Okay, I'm gonna keep telling. So group number 2, you have a big life purpose to fulfill, and you know what it is. So in the past lifetime, the biggest energies that were affecting you, that's still affecting in this lifetime, is you had a family. You had quite a big happy family with your kids, more than multiple kids. And again, I'm not seeing any man in the picture. Like, there's a woman in here, but there is a child behind her, but I'm not seeing any figure of a man. So I feel like it was all about you. Even if you had a partner, it was like a very like not problematic relationship. It was easy to go with, and like it was all about, spirit was all about enhancing and lighting yourself, your radiant energy. You were a perfect mom, your kids loved you, and like you were in the public eye. You were literally the storyteller. Like in those like family gatherings, you were the one that's talking, but not like overtaking the stage. Like you were asked to talk. Like people loved to listen to you. You were the storyteller of your family because you had a lot of things to share and tell, and that was entertaining people, and it was making you happy. That's literally your face. You shine when you share your stuff, and still you do in this lifetime. But like, I feel like you had to put it on some kind of like on hold, because you were in the public eye with the Six of Wands. It's an amazing energy in here. Like you loved it, you love the attention, but it's not only the attention, it's the spark in your soul. You were meant for it. You were meant to be in the, public eye there. But it feels like with the Nine of Cups and the Page of Pentacles in reverse, like you kind of had to give up on your dreams, like what you have started. It's very interesting. The Ten of Pentacles in the middle, and then we have like two cards, beginning and the end, which are talking about some moments. What's the Four of Cups is about? What's the Four of Cups is about, Spirit? Well, the energy that was affecting or damaging their past lives and still affecting this lifetime. I really do feel like it's under the scribe or the writer, and the woman is like feeling, so let me show you. It feels like you had to give up upon your dream. Like in order to pursue maybe your family, you had to give up on your dream. Yeah, the Hierophant in reverse. So maybe you didn't want to call upon of someone that is giving up on their family or not pursuing something traditional. So you just want to keep everything a little bit safe. Wheel of Fortune in here. And the Ace of Pentacles in reverse under the bottom of the deck. I feel like you made a choice for yourself. Maybe you were forced to make that choice. Maybe you got married or have kids in the past lifetime quite early at age. So you had to give up on basically your dream opportunity in the past lifetime. What's the Dreamer? The Fool is in reverse in here. I feel like also you wanted your kids to have whatever you couldn't have. So you wanted to give them a dreamy life just because you couldn't have your dream. Like you were the perfect mom if we could have just got back into the time and asked your kids literally. This is Seven of Swords that came in sideways. Okay, one thing I'm picking up is that you might have some secrets in a past lifetime. Like you were basically, you had to feel alive, you had to keep like doing what you love, and maybe you have been doing it, under the radar, because if they would have known, your family or your friends or your society or family, then it might have gone a little bit problematic for you. Is there anything you need to know about the Dreamer? The Magician in the reverse. In overall, I'm just picking up an energy group number 2 that you sacrifice a lot for your kids. And what you sacrifice is your passion. And what your passion is basically about writing, reading, being on a public stage, or storytelling, like writing kids' books, etc. This is what you have left in the middle. In the previous lifetimes, not only one. So you were asked to continue on it in this lifetime. So let me see. I'll put them back. How is and how are these past lives affecting you at the moment, even though we got some clarity already? How are those past lives affecting group number 2 at the moment, Spirit, in this lifetime? How are those lifetimes we have talked about affecting group number 2 in this lifetime? We have again 4 of Cups, distractions, but in this time it's coming reverse. This is beautiful. Let's get 2 more. We got 2 more and one of them is on the floor. We have King of Swords. No, this is Knight of Swords, drama in reverse. Let me get this card off the floor. We have King of Pentacles and security. I'm hearing that they learned their lesson. So, and you have an opportunity this lifetime. So group number 2. How your energies in your past lives affecting you at the moment is, this is your karma. You're clearing your karma. You're turning the wheel for your own good in this lifetime. You are not letting anything around you is distracting you away from your purpose. Not any kind of like a drama to affect you, basically, with the Knight of Swords. So I feel like you are very determined and going directly onto your purpose and onto your direction, because you know that where happiness and passions are lying ahead. There might have been multiple choices you needed to make in this lifetime, but you were actually quite decisive towards what to choose for, what to choose of. So you just, I'm hearing like you're going to the bullseye. So it's like a very determined energy, because the biggest thing for you in this lifetime, group number 2, I feel, is your passions. And whatever you would like to create your stability and security around. I feel like you're very, very well found of. And if you're not like very wealthy in this lifetime, you're destined to be. You're destined to be while doing the things that you love doing it. It's an incredibly powerful energy. If you choose so, you're going to have everything you want to have. If you want to have a family, you're going to have it too. But I feel like the biggest thing that is on the top of your mind in this lifetime is basically you ensuring that you are completing your unfinished business from your past lifetime, which is following your passions and making your security. And the security is going to basically go to your offsprings. And people are going to talk about you in a most respectful way after you pass it from that lifetime as well. I haven't asked yet. Okay. So let's see what karmic debt you're working on in this lifetime. That is too much. But let's get them. We have the Witch. The magic you seek is inside of you. Let it flow. Amazing. And then we have Fergan. Become a loving mirror. It's very good. And we have the Hex. Be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. That came in reverse. Interesting. Your karmic depth coming from your past lives that you need to work on this lifetime, group number 2. So you are very well connected to the divine and to the source and to all the magic that's within the world. Like, again, like, I feel like whatever you're producing, working on is out of this world. Like, there is magic in it. There might be fantasy in it, like what we call this fantasy. Like, you are putting your work out there about the things that most people's minds cannot comprehend, and they might not even believe in it, but they cannot even just like deny it when they hear from you, because the way you tell it, it just makes them want to believe and dive deeper into that world. The magic you seek is inside of you. Let it flow. This is what you're doing. First of all, the karma that you have is basically your soul. Just I feel like there's like this hole in here, you know. It feels like your past lives, the soul keep incarnating from one thing and to another and to another, if that makes sense. It's like literally like a light flow that's going within here and coming off from the other side. And then you keep basically making connections, because I feel like you have been keep creating your legacy in your past lifetimes. You keep gathering up your knowledge and keep remembering more and more and learning and contributing to your knowledge about the esoteric world more and more every time you reincarnate. So you ended up having more knowledge to share and put it out there to inspire people. Is one of your actually karmic debts to keep working on, and also not to care about what other people are going to think it as. Because in the past lifetime, I feel like you have been putting the other one's needs first. And it's so interesting, I was mentioning that you might be drawn to group number one and want to listen to group number one, but with the group number one, the messages were mostly around they are just doing the opposite in this lifetime. They are trying to put other people's needs at first, but versus you are the one putting your needs first in this lifetime, and you are asked to do that. Become a loving mirror. This is making me feel like through your stories, you're basically taking people to somewhere else. And you have been basically helping them to deal with their issues, even through escapism, or giving them more courage to the fact that there is something more that they can enjoy in this world. And whilst you were doing that, so you're also kind of like showing them the realities of the world. I'm not sure how much you're aware of it or not, but you're doing that. So I feel like you are helping a lot of people to work on themselves. I don't see that you're doing it in a way of like, counseling or coaching, etc. But you're doing it by the creations you put it out there, and you have been putting it out there for such a long while. And be still and allow the enemies to reveal themselves in a hex. That came in reverses. It is telling me that you might have this kind of like a bit like a hot temper of when you know that someone is wearing a mask. You cannot just basically stand it, and you just wanna just tell it to their face that like, cut shit off. I know what's up, and I'm not tolerating this one, etc. So I feel like one of the karmic debts for you is the fact that you might have some anger repressed in you from the past lifetime, just because you couldn't be able to like pursue everything you wanted to. There might be some resentment coded in your soul that you have to like release it and work through it karmically. So whenever you feel like some people are hiding their intentions because you were doing it in your past life, you might feel extra triggered in this lifetime. So instead of doing and triggering by the other people that fast, you're asked to be the perfect, becoming a loving mirror for the others, because whatever you do resent or you do not like in the others is always within us as well. You are asked to remember that. And also the magic that you seek is inside of you, is that whatever, like again, is telling me the message that whatever you see, like or don't like in the others, exists within us. Because if it wasn't in us, we couldn't be able to even recognize that it wasn't in others, if that makes sense. Let's get the last advice for you, group number 2, from Spirit for your highest good at this time. What advice do you have for group number 2, Spirit? What advice do you have for group number 2? Comfort, 9 of Pentacles. You are going to be provided, group number 2, and then you are also asked to keep following your dreams, because they're going to provide you a lot. Everything you have been working on until now, they are paying it off. You're going to be so well off and well provided in this lifetime whilst you're basically pursuing your dreams. It is your karma to reap your rewards. You're asked to keep doing what you're doing, because this is your destiny. But group number 2, they're all the messages I got for you. I hope they were resonating. I hope they were hopeful. I would really love to hear from you down in the comments. How was this reading for you? Because it's my first time doing it, so I'd like to know it. If you like the reading, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. It really do helps me. If you want to further down connect with me, you can find my email address for personal readings in the description box below. But I'm wishing you an amazing rest of your day and hope to see you next time. Until then, take care of yourselves and bye-bye. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you have chosen this oracle cards, it is the magical view, then this is going to be a reading. So I'll be starting off your reading by using the past life oracle cards, and then I'll move on forward by using all of the cards you saw in the intro and one more. So I will be first starting group number 3 by seeing who were you in your past life. So Spirit, could you please bring us clarity for group number 3's highest good in regards? Who was group number 3 in their past life, especially the past life or lifetimes that are mostly affecting this lifetime? Who's group number 3 in their past life, Spirit? Who's group number 3 in their past life, please? Who's group number 3 in their past lives? Okay, for the first time I got only one card. You have ships. I get the same thing for group number 2. You might have some connection. Okay, persecution and inquisition. And reverse. Have you been running away from something, group number 3? Can we get clarity for the ships? Spirit, who's group number 3 in their past lives? We're talking about the one specific past life, and here's group number 3 for you. Who's group number 3 in their past lives? Can we get more clarity about the ships? There's definitely a relocation, and you might not have one specific place to live in the past lifetime, which was most permanently affecting you in this one. Oof. You might have felt like there was no place like home, and you might have felt like you were on the mercy of the authority figures. So if there is some kind of like, I'm hearing like a weakness or a longing within you about finding a home, like putting your roots in somewhere. Or you might also like feel like whenever you start just basically putting your roots in somewhere, you felt like something is going to happen, something is going to be taken away from you. You cannot fully feel like you're secure there because you might need to relocate or change some things quite deeply and rooted all of a sudden. So you always have to be on the edge. I feel like this is basically what your souls remember already from this dominant past lifetime. Because basically the things that, as I was saying in the intro, the things we need to work on work on from the past lifetime, they basically come to us in terms of feelings and intuitive nudges that we feel like we need to do. We don't need to remember all the details. We need to remember the feelings, and we need to be guided through the feelings. We don't need the details. So if you have been feeling those kind of nudges that you cannot set foot on some place for a long time, because there's always something that could be happening, I feel like there is a need of a deep root chakra work for you, that you need to find out where your stability lies, because it is there. Your security is there, your stability is here. You're meant to have a stable and secure life in this lifetime, where you don't need to feel like you always have to be on the go. It is possible, but we are going to go deeper into that root. Can you clarify ships, please? Okay. Lessons and blessings. I felt like you gathered a lot of lessons and blessings throughout your past life, where you were always on the go. You were always changing, and I feel like that travel was always like provided for you somehow. You didn't like the traveling part was not the worrisome thing for you. The traveling part was not the issue for you. Like you just maybe did not like after a point of like not having a stable home. But I feel like you had this like optimistic point of view at the beginning towards you're gaining experiences towards those things. You're gaining experiences learning things. But after a while, I'm just picking up an energy that could have started to feel a little bit burdensome for you. We have orphan. You might not have like, again, you might have this longing. I feel like you had this looking things from basically it's not a pink tinted glasses, but looking things from a fuller cup. So I feel like you're not that kind of like a person who likes to dwell into the lackness, who likes to dwell into the fact that what you do not have, but you would like to, you prefer to focus on what did you learn from this hard lesson, etc. This is a very rooted thing for you because you were basically asked to operate in that way. You were kept putting in those kind of uncertain positions again and again and again in this specific lifetime, so that basically you develop that protection and coping mechanism within you, which served you very well about keep seeing the blessings and lessons through everything, all the hardships. I see that you have been through many, many hardships, especially the biggest thing is that I'm not picking up any like big family energy around here. I'm not picking up so much of like other people's involvements in your life in here, unfortunately. Can you see this is also in reverse, like communal living. So it feels like you were like living or travel in reverse, trust and faith in reverse. So there was always something on the go, and I don't think that you were like putting your roots in some place for a long time. Like you didn't have this community feeling that you have been longing out for. So that might have been something that was very on your soul for a while, and still. Okay. I would like to see what energies were surrounding you a little bit more deeply in the past lifetime that's still affecting you in this one. What energies were surrounding group number 3? Okay, that's still affecting them. We have the Hierophant. That's a very different interpretation in this card. We had the Two of Wands in reverse. This is the upright position. And we have the Moon, 18. These are the energies that was surrounding in your this past life and is still affecting you. Interesting that we have Two of Wands in the middle, and that's in the reverse position. That's telling me that you don't know what happened. You don't remember what happened. Of course, we don't remember what happened, but like it feels like one thing you needed to hear from this reading group number 3 was the fact that you don't need to know or remember everything that happened. The purpose of like coming to past life reading, at least from this one, or purpose of like having your karmic depths is not to remember the details. The purpose of tapping into your Akashic records is not remembering all the details and everything. It is to understand the lessons that you need to work on so that you're not going to repeat it again. Especially with the Hierophant in here. I felt like you might have been keeping, like making your living through your creative arts, especially with a lot of like musical instruments in here. So you might have multiple talents. You might be literally a virtuoso, is it called? So you might have been like keep like playing in the events, even on the ships, on the travel or on the streets, and you were just basically making your living. I don't feel like you had a lot, but you were also not so scarce, so you were just provided as much as you needed it. Can we okay, can we get more clarity for the Hierophant? You might still feel like, you know, you might want to pack your things and go somewhere, like even don't know where you're going, and then you feel like you might just be provided, or you're going to find your needs met along the way. So you don't worry about the practicalities a lot, because you know that you will always be provided, because you haven't done it, like you've done it multiple times before. It's not your first time. So your soul has that kind of like a security around it. Ten of Cups in reverse. It tells me that you had things, you had some kind of like a people surrounding you, some type of like a community, but it was always temporary. You always felt like something was missing. Ooh. Even if, okay, I'm picking up an energy that you were always this cheerful. You were always this cheerful and like a life of the party, but you always felt this deep down longing. Oh, they are making me like see that Titanic, the Jack. You know that he was just basically making his living by just like a painting other people, and he was just like hopping up to the ships and just like basically at the last minute finding a way to basically do whatever he wants to do, but he did not have like a stable home, or he didn't worry about the status or those kind of stuff, but he could very well just basically how's it called, he could very well blend into the different kinds of like a groups and mixes, etc. So this was your energy, but there was this thing deep down that you needed and you couldn't find it. And that thing is like finding a community and a sense of security and belonging, I feel. What's the Two of Wands in reverse is for? Emperor in reverse with the Two of Wands reverse clarifying. It is telling me that, let me see this. I felt like you keep looking up ahead. Like you look like you did not care about the status. You look like you did not care if you had like something permanent that you could call as a community or family, but deep down you had a longing for it. Like if you can look at that girl, like she's looking up on a building, and even like in the Emperor, like he's just remembering some stuff, and like I feel like his energy is like remembering what happened in the past and just like seeing the lessons and blessings, but also like still feeling the hurts of it. So I feel like what you showed out to the world versus how you were feeling deep down within and your true wishes were different, because like you just didn't want to include those people into your feelings when you know and when you can feel that they cannot understand. You had this like a gift of reading people, understanding people, knowing what they're about. You might have this claircognizance as your the strongest sense of clairs. You might want to check it out on that. I'm here like you wanted to be part of something big, but you couldn't. And in this lifetime, what is left for you to fulfill and do is you feel like, first of all, finding a community that you can call it as a family and home. It doesn't have to be blood relative. It had to be something that is yours and you know that you can trust no matter what. And also making your legacy and making your security in this lifetime. What the moon is in for? I feel like you always had to navigate through the darkness. You always had to navigate through the unknown, and you had to have inner, deeper sense of trust towards your intuition. Know that you will be provided with the moon. I'm picking up heavy Scorpio and Cancer energies you might have in your chart. Maybe in your South node as well. Cancer, Scorpio might be present. Can we clarify the moon? My cards are always on the floor today. We have Seven of Cups that came in reverse. And let me get the card here. And there is Nine of Cups. It is towards your wish fulfillment. I felt like you have such a strong sense of knowing, group number 3. You know that when something is going to happen, or if something is going to happen or not at all. So you like claircognizance, like you are like those kind of like a people could be also like known as, let's say, the type of friend in a friendship group that they want to all go to watch a movie, and then you are the so-called annoying one because you always know the storyline, and the people are like, how could you even know that? And you're like, it is obvious. But let me tell you, it is not obvious. You just had this inner sense of knowing why or how things are going to happen. And I saw 1444. You are asked to keep following that inner guidance of yours, that you deep down know that what you should do, what you should take an action towards, and you have been already following that. If you didn't know like what it was, or like couldn't make sense of it, but keep following it, it is true. Just keep trusting on that one, because I feel like in your past lifetime you never had to worry of the fact that whether you had whether like which option you need to follow. You always knew where your happiness lied ahead, and you always kept taking actions towards it. Okay, so let me see, how is that past life, this past life is affecting you now? How is this past life is affecting with number 3 now, Spirit? We have Page of Pentacles, prospects that come in reverse. I'm hearing multiple prospects. Let's see. How is that past life is affecting group number 3 now? In this lifetime, how is this past life is affecting group number 3, Spirit? We have the trauma, the 9 of Swords in reverse. This come in group number 2 as well. You might have a message in group number 2 as well. But they are, I keep saying that. I told group number 2 to go watch group number 1 from the beginning, because there were messages. And then actually, logically, they are going through the very opposite directions. And then for you, group number 3, again, there are oppositions you are going to see if you watch it. But for some reason, I'm really feeling and guided to tell you that there are some messages you're going to resonate. And maybe like the oppositions require the fact that there were things you need to balance it out. Maybe it was like part of your other kind of like a lifetimes that was complementing this one. You know, the likeness of one is a fulfillment in one another. The karma, the wheel of fortune. Okay, so these are representing how these past life energies affecting you in this lifetime. Can we clarify the prospects, please, from here? Why the Page of Pentacles is in reverse? I feel like there's something you want to do in this lifetime. You feel quite called to group number 3, but you haven't got a hold on it fully yet. Like, you are not making a living out of it. And every time when it doesn't work out, you feel kind of like a discourage around it. What this Page of Pentacles is for, prospects? It's something like you start and you finish. You left it in the middle and you might start it back again, but you never seen it take it off the ground fully yet. Page of Cups. This is about like what you're passionate about, what fulfills your soul, what makes you feel so motivated. Like, this is going to be something that's going to make you feel like you want to get out of the bed in the morning to keep doing it. And the Temperance, group number 3, you have this like a very inner knowing, and you know basically when to be skeptical and when to take the facts into account and when not to trust it. And whatever that perspective you're putting it out on, it might be around financial areas, it might be about education, it might be about basically owning properties or your career, but like something very well like related to the material world, what you can see and count, is something that is deep within you. And you had this like a very deep connection with the divine about inner knowing, inner trust. You can see that how trustful that woman is. Towards looking ahead, she knows what she needs to do. She doesn't have worries or like, oh, is that the thing for me? No, she is sure. It's just not taken off from the ground yet. Why? There are other things you need to finish first. There might be other things you need to finish first because you cannot move forward it yet. You know that there are other things you need to do first, and you need to make up your mind, you need to make a plan for it. There's going to be a time coming for it. This is somehow going to include some kind of like a partnership as well. There's going to be support around it for you to keep pursuing it, emotional support. Why do we have Nine of Swords with trauma in reverse? Like, I feel like that trauma is coming from the fact that you might be a little bit overly worried about whether you will be like provided, whether you're going to get that thing that you wanted, because you already had it so hard in your past lives. So you don't want to keep feeling like something is going to be like left in the middle for you again. Like, you want to have the stability of knowing that you could be able to do whatever it takes for you to do. Like, you don't show it so much to the outside world that you have those kind of worries, but you do around the stability and making your own legacy. I hope that's making sense for you. We have Ace of Swords. You have divine knowledge and wisdom available for you, even through the people that surround you. But I feel like, can we clarify this Ace of Swords? It's a divine knowledge and wisdom within you. You were meant to own your own business, and you were meant to start your own business. And I feel like this is going to be something that's very well accepted and like this very admired by the community and friends around you. But there are some things you need to complete at first, because the Death card, which is a transformation and change, which is all about Scorpios in reverse. So you need to complete some things first, release something first. But you know what you should move forward towards? The knowledge is within you. Like, you have this inspired actions, like all of a sudden you start just taking action towards, and you might be leaving it up in the middle and it might not go anywhere. It's because you're divinely guided. These information is within you to tap into, not in anyone else. There's a reason for it. Like, one of the things to clear those blockages is literally towards you removing those worries around you, towards the blessings are going to be yours. You need to remove those facts from your energetic field that some things might not go in your way. Everything's going to go in your way. You have this divine manifestation powers. You're clearing your karma. You're turning the wheel in your own good at the end. What is this karma? Like this deep sense of worry about you might not have what you want, you might not be provided, you might not be successful enough, etc. is coming from the fact that in the past, you always had to make your ends meet by yourself. You did not have support, and there was always unknown. So in this lifetime, you're trying to control as much as possible. You want to have this security, you want to have this family. Like, you might be really holding on to people you know in your life. Let's say that I'm feeling an example about the dating life, for example. You're not type of a person that's going to date with multiple people at the same time or going to jump from one to another. You want to have security, you want to have stability, because you already felt the lack of it a lot in your past lives. So you want to have these friendships and the good connections, and you value the people you've taken into your life, and you hold on to them very, very dearly and very respectfully. So I hope that makes some connection. So Wheel of Fortune, can we clarify that? The energy is affecting this lifetime. Oh boy, we have King of Pentacles. Can you see that couple in here? The power couple. You are having and making your own business. You are having this emotional support, and your partner is also contributing the hell a lot there too. Yes, you end up having a partnership that you couldn't have in the previous lifetimes. Like, you are so generously compensated for everything you did not have for the past lifetime. You're a business owner. You're at the top of the world. You take your partner with you. Your partner is so dependable, very emotionally supportive as well. And also, they're bringing things onto the table financially too. Oh boy, I love this. The High Priestess. There are still some things in terms of spirituality that you haven't tapped into yet. You might have some resistance towards accepting. They are going to come into the light as well. Let's see what is your karmic debt you're working on in this lifetime. This is a karmic debt group number 3 is working on in this lifetime. Ubuntu, compassion for others. One thing is that if you have been conditioned in the past lifetimes about basically ensuring that your needs are met, because I mean, if you did not have community, if you did not have a solid, stable family, if you always just like creating your own needs met on the way, on the go, then of course there is this like a sense of I need to take care of myself first, and then the others come last. Like if I have enough resources, resources emotionally, financially, physically, whatever is that. So you might have been lacking some compassion for others or understanding or putting yourself into their shoes because you did not have that luxury to do so. You had to basically survive. So you were doing it whatever it takes for you to survive in a past lifetime. Versus in this lifetime, you don't need to worry about those. But you still had that kind of like a survival feeling, the fighting mode within you. But you're clearing out that karma. I feel like one of the things for you to also tap into your spiritual energy and those unknown things that you might be a little bit rejecting, a little bit resistance towards at the moment is basically going through the progress of you developing and opening up your heart more and more to the others and to you as well. Like you realizing that you can also give love to yourself more. You can also embody your emotions more, talk about them more. Transform the way you see Buho at the bottom of the deck. Yes. Definitely, yes. You're transforming the way you see the world, the other people, and you is your karma from the past life. Let's get the last advice for you, group number 3. I love this reading for you. What's the advice for group number 3, Spirit? What advice would you give them? I love how those messages are connecting. I hope like they were resonating for you. We have 5 of Pentacles, the insecurity and the release. Release the feeling of insecurity. This is a death card again I was just mentioning. So go to the unknown. Go to those places that you feel a little bit like unsafe towards you. Okay. You are going to be provided. Like you know it. You always knew that. But you know that this is not your destiny to feel worry about your security anymore. You're transforming from those insecurity or lackness mindset into the abundance mindset. Basically, you are going to be supported throughout your journey. You have whatever it takes to get whatever you want out from this world. And remember, you can manifest anything you put your mind into. Right. These are all the messages I got for group number 3. It was a little bit longer, but I hope that they were resonated. That was the first time I was doing it. I really enjoyed it, and please, I would love to hear from you down in the comments if you would like to share your experiences with me. If you like the reading, please give it a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel. It really do helps. And if you want to further connect down with me for a personal reading, you can find my email address in the description box below. But I'm wishing you an amazing rest of your week and hope to see you next time. Until then, take care of yourselves and bye-bye.